Hello folks, Ann here. Today I'm going to tell a very sad but true catfishing story. And it's not the way a usual romance scam goes. It is often said that with friends like these, you don't need enemies. Watch what happens and see how true that really is. A 20-year-old young lady who lived in Australia had a nice relationship going with a nice guy when her so-called best friend encouraged her to break it off with him and said all these bad things about him to convince her to end that relationship. This best friend also had a suggestion for a wonderful guy that she wanted to introduce him to. This girl named Camilla, who actually had an obsession with Renee and wanted a relationship with her, decided to play catfish. She stole the young man's picture, went on a second phone so that it could not be traced back to her own phone, and started sending text messages to Renee. He was in jail for negligent homicide, is what he said, because he was driving in an accident that killed his friend, so he could not video chat or anything, just a picture of him and chats. They couldn't speak on the phone either. And Renee fell madly in love with him. You will notice I'm not using last names in this video. I choose to do that for some obvious reasons, but I'm going to give you some links where you can actually watch the videos on this case. One of them is Australian Crime Stories, which is a very thorough story of what happened. The gentleman in this picture is also a victim. He had no idea his photo was being used, and he was named Braden by the catfisher. So Renee thinks she's in a relationship with Braden. Camilla had continued to stalk and harass Renee, and then Renee wanted to break off the friendship. Renee got a message from Braden saying, "It's over between us, I'm breaking up with you," or something along that line, which totally devastated Renee, not realizing that it was really Camilla who sent that text. Renee did not let her parents know what happened and that she was upset. But she did later on leave a cryptic text message saying, "I'm so sorry for all this. I love you," stuff like that. The parents panicked and called up her friend, Camilla, who acted concerned and said, "Well, I'll help you look for her." There is a cliff on the east coast of Australia where unfortunately many people go to unalive themselves, and that is where Renee went. To make a long story short, Renee did unalive herself. They found her car, but have never recovered her body. When Camilla was called in for questioning by the police, she made up a story that she and Renee were in a love relationship and both invented the catfish to cover the fact that they were having a relationship, because Renee's parents would not approve of their lesbian relationship. These unfortunate events occurred in 2013, and law enforcement was not able to recover all of the texts. that Camila had deleted, and no charges were made against her. The family obviously was completely devastated. A young boy was able to get the messages from the phone, but law enforcement said it had no concrete evidence that a crime was committed. Catfishing, they usually associate that with money being stolen, and there was no money stolen in that case, which is why they did not define it as a crime. The family of Renee have been fighting since 2013 to this day to change some of the laws. We don't know, and nobody really knows what happened. There is some speculation, even by YouTube viewers on some of the other videos, that maybe she didn't jump off herself. Maybe her so-called friend did it. What really annoys the family is that they see this woman, Camila, living a happy life. She moved on. They even run into her in town like nothing's wrong. I mean, it is not fair. Rather than link the video below in my description, I opted to just put it right here. So please check out the channel Australian Crime Stories for their official video on this case entitled When Catfishing Went Too Far. I have listed the above website for anybody. It's pretty much worldwide. Go findahelpline.com/I-IASP. Sometimes when I try to go in, it says this site is not secure. Other times it goes right through. If you have a problem with that, just go on a Google search and type in worldwide find a helpline, and it'll give several choices. This is to prevent any chance of you harming yourself if you're in a major crisis. You are worth it. You are lovable. You are worthwhile. Please don't ever harm yourself over lost love, and in this poor girl's case, a fake lost love. Heartbreak is real, okay, and nobody deserves to feel that way. I want to send my love out to everybody, and please realize not all catfish are in a foreign country across the globe. It could be somebody that you know and trust. I want to send my love to everybody, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.